up your listening. Get ready to focus. Form 19 starts now.
One. When we went back and looked at the water, it had been transformed. What happened to it? Two. Marvin told me that he would skip the dessert at lunch. What will he do? Three. When Angus came in, he said that the lightning was severe. What was he talking about? Four. Calvin's car burned up. What happened to it? Five. Can you tell me the way to the airport? Six. I had some correspondence from my son the other day. What did I have? Seven. The instructor asked, "What is the shape of that window?" How should the student answer? Eight. Dorothy saw a friend in town last night. What did she see? Nine. Joyce said, "Look at this column in the newspaper." What does she want you to look at? Ten. Bob took a seat in the front row of the theater. What did he do? Eleven. John always reads the sports news in the paper. What does he read about? Twelve. Carol asked Henry where she could buy a money order. What did Carol want to do? Thirteen. Alice ate some dessert after her meal. What did she eat? Fourteen. The nurse wanted to know how tall Paul was. What did she want to know about him? Fifteen. Gerald couldn't drive because of blurred vision. What kept him from driving? 16. It is hard to tell Bert's age. What is hard to tell? 17. Virginia was driving a brand new car. She heard a loud noise and stopped to see what it was. When did she hear a noise? This tool is made of an alloy. What is it made of? The policeman glanced at my passport as he examined my papers. What did he do? Walter arrived at work at 7:30. What time did he arrive? The tailor said, "I don't think this coat needs any alterations." What did he mean by alterations? 22. Can you help me locate room 240? The instructor wrote the instructions on the chalkboard, and the students wrote them in their notebooks. What did the students write? If an object is round, how is it shaped? What reference book gives information about every branch of knowledge? Last night, Mr. and Mrs. Grayson had 2 guests for dinner. The heat wave caused trouble for Albert. Some instructors travel several miles to and from school each day. The material expanded. I was lucky to be able to take that ship. The doctor says I have the flu. Pete has to go now. 33. The plane arrived at the airport in 10 minutes. 34. Yesterday it drizzled all day. 35. Marcia ordinarily goes to work at 8 a.m. every day, but when it is raining, she leaves at 7:30 a.m. 36. I had a cold yesterday. 37. Some of our forests have been destroyed. 38. Ralph has just been assigned to a new job. 39. The plane was delayed. 40. My watch gains a minute every hour. 41. Martha found a large hole in the floor. 42. Bill is departing soon for his new assignment. 43. The weather report indicates no precipitation for today. 44. I don't like the humidity today. 45. This animal is harmless. 46. When doing business in banks, people should be able to identify themselves. 47. A newspaper gives the news objectively. 48. The students got a chance to tour the city. 49. I invited Ellen to my home and she accepted. 50. Describe this room, please. 51.
Do you use 4 books in your class?
I did at first, but then I eliminated one.
How many books does the man use now?
52. Did anything interesting happen on the mission?
Yes. I think it would be a good idea if you took a look at Jack's report right away.
What does the woman want the man to see?
#53. Has Roland recovered from his accident?
Yes, but his arm still aches sometimes.
What did the woman say about Roland?
#54.
What was the cause of all this damage?
Something highly flammable in the garage.
What are they talking about?
#55.
Does bus number 45 go directly to the airport?
No, but I can give you a transfer.
What will the woman do?
#56. I hear that Carl is in town.
Yes, his visit was a real surprise.
What did the woman say about Carl's visit?
#57. May I wait until later to do this work?
No, it can't wait.
When must the work be done?
#58.
This restaurant is very crowded.
I know, but there is a reservation for us.
What does the man mean?
#59. I know the answer.
That's good, but you must also be able to say it.
What must the man be able to do?
#60.
Can you give me some directions?
Certainly. I'll be with you in a moment.
What does the woman want?
Great job staying sharp. One more to go. Let's tackle Form 20 together.
One. Arthur and Jane went to visit Peter during the weekend, but Peter was not at home. Who wasn't home? 2. John put his car in reverse. In which direction will he go? 3. She has a considerable amount of money. How much money does she have? 4. Sergeant Jones is a very dependable soldier. What kind of a soldier is he? 5. They are aboard that airplane. Where are they? 6. That place has thunderstorms occasionally. How often do thunderstorms occur there? 7. The bank was established here in 1960. What happened that year? 8. The sponge will absorb the water. What will it do? 9. The tree will obstruct the view. What will the tree do? 10. They go to the baseball game now and then. How often do they go? 11. Did the other car turn over at the time of the accident? 12. The weather is generally cold here. How is the weather here? 13. Military personnel must carry out lawful orders. What do they have to do? 14. The officer gave a brief talk. How was his talk? 15. The weather is normal for this time of the year. How is the weather? 16. The homework was complicated. How was the homework? 17. Miss Smith had a slight accident. How was Miss Smith's accident? 18. The sign told us of a road hazard. What did it tell us about? 19. What would you call a particular internal part of the body? 20. The fruit on the table is delicious. How is it? 21. If a pilot is saved from a burning plane, what can we say about him? 22. Mrs. Allen said her dress was not suitable. What was wrong with it? 23. Lead is a metal that retains heat. What does this say about lead? 24. The soldiers will assemble in the morning. What will they do? 25. John computed the area of the land. What did he do? 26. Peter's car is almost as cheap as Fred's. 27. There weren't any seats available for the show. 28. The mechanic worked out the plan on how to maintain the 40 trucks. 29. Frank said, "Without a doubt, That's the toughest course I've had. 30. You could tell from the way Paul talked that he didn't know the score. 31. The liquid in this container is flammable. 32. Some of the other students bothered him. 33. Paul was going to Alaska, but he changed his mind. 34. The engineer eventually finished his work. 35. Joe said, "I'm going to get up early tomorrow morning." 36. The sergeant asked the airmen, "How is the training?" The airman said, "It's rough." 37. You cannot use the elevator. It is out of order. 38. When Jim was in the service, he wrote Mr. Black a letter. 39. The instructions on the bulletin board told all personnel to turn in their weapons. 40. The group broke up the party at 9 o'clock. 41. The students went to the library to dig up information for their assignment. 42. The lieutenant told the troops to see him before they took off. 43. Helen searched for her friend in Chicago. 44. He is very capable. 45. Loud noises interfere with my studies. 46. He continued, though he was tired. 47. Susan is talking to her friend in the office, and Jack is busy with a report. He would like to finish his work today, but he won't be able to. We gave a birthday present to Martha yesterday. I will get in touch with you as soon as I graduate. Did the instructor investigate the causes for so many failures on the last examination?
Yes, he got down to the real reason why so many students did not pass.
What did the woman mean?
Why didn't Captain Johnson let Mr. Hill leave the office?
Because he wanted to make sure that Mr. Hill had his orders straight.
What did the man say about Captain Johnson?
Have you spoken to your mother, Bill?
Yes, I made a collect call to her in Cleveland.
What did the man say?
How did the meeting go?
The sergeant had to cut down on his talk in order to finish in time.
What did the man say about the sergeant in his talk?
Why do the students like their teacher so much?
Because he sticks to the subject matter.
What did the man say about the teacher?
Where are we now?
Can't you see? We're approaching the city.
What did the man mean?
What kind of line is that?
It's vertical to the ground.
What did the woman say?
Virginia, how do you feel about studying English for 6 hours a day?
I'm sold on the idea.
What did Virginia mean?
Do you think we should invite Mary and Tom to the party?
Well, we should, but as you know, we don't really want to.
What did the man say?
Who else is going to the party?
Tom can go with John, but Charles can't.
What did he just say?
Awesome work. You've just finished 2 full forms. Want more practice? Visit our website, the link is in the description, for free tests, apps, and bonus content. Keep the momentum going, and I'll see you in the next test.